How much perfume is too much perfume? Some of you are already thinking how absurd that somebody would have so many bottles of perfume. But I beg to differ in terms of the fact that this is probably barely how much perfume I have. But if perfume has an effect on you as it does on me, you will think this is okay, normal, maybe excessive. But for me, perfume is not just a fragrance. I wake up in the morning and I decide how do I feel and how do I want my day to go? Do I want to feel exhilarated, somber, calm? And depending on what I feel like, I would choose one of these perfumes. And over the years, I've just wanted sometimes a combination of notes. You know, perfume comes in, has middle notes, bottom notes, top notes, the notes that you smell immediately and those that linger on. And for me, I tend to just mix my perfumes after a while because I feel like the fragrance, the perfumeries get a little complacent and just give us what they want. And instead of being more experimental as with the more commercial brands of spritzes, where they now kind of combine all kinds of elements of smell, of notes, of fragrance. So I look at I say to myself, perfume also brings the feeling of nostalgia. It takes you places. Where were you at this time when you bought this perfume? What does this smell remind you of? It reminds you of the countries we visited, where we bought them, what Christmas holiday that was. Because a lot of perfumes that we've bought over the years have been in the airplane. We buy most of our perfumes there. And my dad is one of those men who would always buy my mom perfume and myself perfume as I got older. And so whenever we traveled, which was every Christmas, we would buy perfume on the plane. And I'm one of those people, I read the description of the bouquet of perfume, what it is. And because I'm experimental, I would try so many different brands and fragrances. So as you can see, there's a plethora of types of fragrances you see here, and I tend to mix them. Sometimes I wear 3 different perfumes at a time, sometimes one, sometimes I combine it with a body butter, sometimes I combine it with a spritz because I want to smell a certain way. So for me, perfume is healing. You sometimes you need something that keeps you calm and just gives you this peace. And that is why fragrance for me goes beyond just what it smells like. It's also about, for example, I will make a cup of hazelnut coffee because I want the aroma to filter through my house. I love the smell of coffee, but sometimes you want a vanilla smelling smell to permeate your home. You will let make some coffee that has vanilla in it or hazelnut, and it permeates through your house. And why is that? It creates an ambience, an atmosphere, a calmness. That's why people burn incense. You wake up, you want to burn frankincense, you want to burn potpourri. And think about even the healing aspects. Think of Vicks Vapor Rub. That's like eucalyptus and menthol. Healing. It opens your nostrils, your olfactory organs. They make you breathe better. Carvel, I'm not too sure what is in it, but it's probably eucalyptus and menthol as well, but a gentler form of it. And so for me, fragrance is healing, exhilarating, nostalgic. It reminds me of my parents. Some perfumes remind me of my mom. Sometimes it reminds me of who bought it. It was my dad, who is the person who's bought all my perfumes. Basically, he's paid for all of them. And Yes, so this may seem excessive, but it is not excessive when you're somebody who loves fragrance and you don't want to smell the same way you do every day. My sister wears only maybe 3 perfumes and has worn them all her life. My mom would tell you when she was having me years ago, she wore Lait du Temps. So every time she got a bottle of Lait du Temps, she reminded me, this is the perfume I wore when you were born. My dad gave her Joy. At the time, it was one of the most expensive perfumes, I think, at the time. So she remembers that era as that. It may not have been her favorite, but he bought it. You know, and there are certain perfumes that men like and buy for you that they like. My dad bought me, if he had the choice, he bought me Mademoiselle. It's a very unique fragrance. But I cannot say when I wear it how many men ask me what I'm wearing. So you realize there are certain things that contain some sort of pheromone that attracts the opposite sex as well. So fragrance is very powerful, very powerful. And I beg you not to take it lightly and enjoy it, whether it's a body butter, it's an incense being lit, a candle. I love aromatic candles. Whatever form it comes in, food, medication, oils. Just like I tell people, I like coconut oil, the real pure coconut oil, not the organic, not the refined. Why is it that? It brings memories of naturalness, childhood, the tree itself, the ocean. So please, when you buy your perfume, think about who you are, where you're going, how you want to feel, and read up on it. Read up on your products. Read up on the ingredients. And I bid you an absolutely fabulous day. And there are more. There are more perfumes. You can use them as decorative pieces so that the light shines through them.